Hi, we're here in Edison, Washington at IE Gallery. This month we're going to look at an exhibit of paintings by Josh Ryan McDonald. This exhibit is titled Terrebonne. Terrebonne is the name of a small town in the area he grew up in. That area is Central Oregon, high desert. Josh grew up on a farm. And these paintings are very evocative of what the surroundings were for him, including some of the plants and animals of that area. Let's take a quick sweep around the room, and then we'll slow down and look at individual paintings. This is Josh's first exhibit with us. It's been a treat having him here. Let's start with this first one here. This is the most recent one, and it's called Scented Dusk. His media is oil paint and cold wax mixed together. He's building up these surfaces. And then before it sets, he will drag metal combs through to create these ridges or furrows. It looks almost like a corrugated cardboard. These are done usually on panels, sometimes on canvas. This one's called Red Acres, and it's 20 by 20. You'll notice some nice little variations, like sometimes the ridges extend all the way to the bottom, which you can't quite see in this light. There we go. And its partner piece is called Lonesome Company, also 20 by 20. Josh gives himself a fairly limited format in some regards. The palette's somewhat limited, and of course the medium is. This is called Some Hills Are Never Seen, 30 by 42 inches. Josh is a painter in Seattle right now, but the area he grew up was a little bit east of Bend, Oregon. Jackrabbits, moons, the gradations of what could be a sky. You see the underpainting sometimes as it's scraped through. Often. The combs really are wonderful for breaking up what could almost be too rigid of a format to keep interest. Humanizes the piece. And for me, it's reminiscent of the fields and the furrows, the plows. This is a diptych. You can see the panels meeting here. And it's called Grazer. This is a beautifully complex piece. It works really well. The corrugating effect makes me also think of the buildings, the industrial agricultural buildings you see around there. Here he's used it to format a grid rather than just vertical furrows. And here we've got a little swooping arch as well. We've got two small pieces here. One is called Flourish and one is called Buds of Scarlet Sage. They're both 12 inch by 12 inch. That's a really common size for Josh to work with. These are both on panel. Oh, I should add that last piece we looked at was on canvas. That's the first one we've seen so far that was on canvas. Back to the canvas piece. And this one is Shadow Marsh, and it's oil and cold wax on panel. Kind of larger, simpler shapes in some regards. And here's a beautiful vertical piece. This is called Nature Revisited. You'll notice we've got some knots from the plywood that compose beautifully with it's 72 by 48 inches. It makes a beautiful composition with the moon shapes that are arranged throughout. Another beautiful, complex pattern. These are reminiscent sometimes of Native American patterning, but not strictly, because they also harken back to some feeling of early Egyptian art, and of course Art Deco, neoclassicism. So there's a very classical feel to these pieces. Josh is a young artist, and this is a really well-established body of work, a well-established style he's working in, and yet it doesn't feel formulaic, it doesn't feel rigid. He's pushing it in different directions. This is a nice suite of 4 pieces, 12 by 12. They are all on board. And of course they're sold individually. They're just hung as 4 in a row. And lastly, we'll go over to the 2 on the panel. Excuse the lighting, it's going to take a minute to adjust. Dissolve. This is also one of the latest pieces, 2023. It's 12 by 12 inches. And finally, Dissolve 2. Let's try to get rid of that backlighting. So this exhibit is up through the month, and we're excited to have Josh come here this Saturday, the 15th, at 5:30 and talk to us about his work. We hope you get in to see the show, and even better yet, come and listen to the talk. Thank you very much.